The man froze when he saw a giant python tightening its coils around the belly of a lioness. And that lioness was pregnant. Under the burning sun of the Serengeti, the scene tore through the silence. The python, over 20 feet long, wrapped like a living rope, squeezing harder with every breath. The lioness roared in agony, her claws raking the dirt, golden eyes wide with despair. Not far away, an old man stood trembling, heart pounding in his chest. He thought it was over, but then a bark rang out. A dog sprinted forward, small compared to the monstrous snake and the queen of the plains, yet his eyes burned with fearless determination. Could this dog truly do the unthinkable? Stay with me until the end, because the ending will leave you speechless. The man's name was Robert, in his 62nd, frail, hair silver gray, body thin. He was once a park ranger in Tanzania, now retired, living alone in a small wooden cabin on the edge of the Serengeti. His only companion was Max, a 7-year-old German shepherd with gray-gold fur, loyal and clever beyond measure. Robert often said Max was not just a dog, but the last piece of family he had. That afternoon, Robert and Max were walking near the forest edge. Suddenly, a terrifying roar echoed across the plain. Following the sound, Robert stumbled upon the nightmare. A pregnant lioness, belly heavy with life, ensnared in the crushing coils of a python. Her breath came in ragged gasps, paws clawing helplessly at the ground. Robert froze. He knew he couldn't fight a python that size. His hands shook as he gripped his wooden staff, but his legs refused to move. "I'm too old. What could I possibly do?" he thought. Tourists stood further back, cameras in hand, whispering, "Don't interfere. Let nature decide. It's suicide to get close." Was this truly the end? Just as Robert turned away, Max barked fiercely and charged toward the python. The old man's blood ran cold. If he did nothing, his dog, his only family, would be killed too. And in that split second, Robert saw something striking. The lioness wasn't only fighting for herself. She was curling her body to shield her swollen belly. She was protecting her unborn cubs. Robert gasped. He could not walk away. Not this time. With a cry, Robert dashed forward, raising his staff high. Max attacked relentlessly at the python's head, forcing it to loosen slightly. Robert struck with every ounce of fading strength he had, dust exploding around them as the great snake writhed. At last, with a furious hiss, the python released its grip and slithered away into the tall grass, leaving a deep trail behind. From a distance, the tourists gasped in disbelief. Some even wept. How could an old man and a single dog chase off a giant python to save a lioness? But fear still hung heavy. What if the lioness turns on them now? To everyone's astonishment, the lioness did not attack. She staggered to her feet, chest heaving, golden eyes locking on Robert and Max. And in that gaze, there was no fury, only something that looked like silent gratitude. Then came a low rumble. Out of the brush emerged a massive male lion. Panic swept through the onlookers, but the lion did not charge. Instead, he approached the weakened lioness, gently brushed his head against hers, then turned his piercing eyes toward Robert. In that moment, it was as if the king of the plains bowed an unspoken acknowledgement. The lioness was safe. The python was gone. Max sat down, panting hard, his eyes still blazing with courage. Robert knelt beside him, stroking his fur, whispering, "You were the true savior today." Tourists returned, some kneeling in respect, others capturing the unforgettable scene. Soon the story spread across the region. An old man and his loyal dog saved a pregnant lioness from a python's deadly coils. From that day on, whenever Robert walked the plains, he would sometimes see the lion pair watching from a distance. They never came close, but their presence was like a quiet reminder. Nature remembers kindness. Robert understood then, goodness never disappears. It leaves its mark, not only on human hearts, but on every living creature. But if you think this story is the most miraculous of all, you haven't yet heard about the dog and the old lion walking side by side across the desert, and the tale of friendship that made the whole world cry. Don't miss the video beside this one, because it will show you why the world wept for a little dog's heart.